Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to our monthly channel update. Again, pretty late in the month for the update, but I apologize. It's been a busy month as always, and with the holidays up, I felt it was a good idea to do it now since I am on a little mini vacation. Not from the channel by any means. I'm just on a mini vacation from work because of all the holidays around. It is Thanksgiving right now. This is actually, I'm recording this on Friday, Black Friday night. Actually, it's been one of those. It's been a long day, and gotten a lot of recordings done. I have a little extra long weekend coming up for myself. So very cool stuff indeed. And what I generally try to do in these channel updates is to just keep you guys have a little bit of transparency in the channel. Just keep you guys updated on some of the things I don't have any other spot for, and what is coming up on the channel, or what I'm thinking about possibly doing with the channel, and other things like that. Other sort of miscellaneous things that don't really fit into any other buckets. Also, it's my opportunity to welcome any of the newcomers to the channel, and thank the old comers who've been around for a while for sticking with me and continuing on with all, to watch the, episodes that I produce and all the content, and very, very, very cool. You are very cool people, and you deserve all the riches in the world as far as I am concerned. So, what is going on with the channel as far as growth is concerned? At the last update that we did in October, we're at 1,127 videos. We're now up to 1,182 videos. So that's about 53 videos, question mark? 55 videos for the month. So I'm continuing to really get them out there and keep lots of content on the channel and things going on. Still continuing with the side quests and all that stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also went from 317 subscribers to 322. It's a little bit of a jump, but that's fine. It's every little bit counts, and it's it's been very, very stable as compared to other months where it kind of fluctuates wildly. It's been very, very good for this month. I'm very, very happy. And again, welcome all the newcomers, and thanks for sticking around to the vets. And we've gone from 57,824 total channel views to 60,599. One more view and we can get to 60,600. I was like, should I wait? Should I wait a little bit and see if that view comes in? No, that's all right. We'll do it this way. So everything is, as I said, continuing on very well there. We've got a couple series going on. I am in the midst of Victor Vran. It's from what I could tell, it's about a 10 to 12 hour game, and I'm about 10 hours in. So I imagine that's going to be wrapping up, relatively soon. I still have not finished the game. There's still a lot of episodes to go, and the episodes have been sort of preempted from time to time because of other episodic content coming out, like Minecraft Story Mode and other Telltale games. I'm still waiting on Blues and Bullets, which is another one that I think is going to be coming out in the next episode of that. I think is coming out in January, possibly. So that'll be another thing that sort of interrupts the normal flow, but that's okay. I kind of like that. I kind of like a little extra, a little variety as it is. You don't always want to, every time you log in, it's like, oh, okay, I kind of get the schedule and all that stuff. But now it's like I can sort of every so often throw a little curveball in there, and you get to see some more stuff. By the way, since I always forget, the game in the background is Paladins. Having lots of fun in this game. I'm telling you that right now. Been playing a lot of it on... I haven't been streaming it, but I intend on streaming it at some point. But I've been playing a lot of it off camera. Trying to get used to it. Playing all the different characters that I can. I'm starting to get... there's a couple of characters I'm actually... doing not so poorly with. So that's always good. It feels like I can get some maneuverability in there. There's still a lot of weirdness and some things that are not quite so fun, but it's working out pretty well. You do end up running into a couple, and I've had this happen on a couple sessions where you get a bunch of people that are just either disconnected or they're just AFKing for some reason. It sounds like there's a problem where people are AFKing just because they, during a match to gather all the rewards from the match without actually doing any work, because you still get rewards even if your team loses. So that's weird. I don't know why they would do that, but that's little things like that, but nothing too terrible. I mean, like I said, it was only like one or two sessions where I've had that problem, and most of the time it's just everything's going really well. Everybody's starting to learn the system and figure out what characters are good and not so good right now and all that stuff. So lots of fun I'm having with this. And what I intend on doing is I will probably from time to time live stream what I'm doing in Paladins, and perhaps, since I'm, when the live stream is over, perhaps I will upload some highlights. I'll do the thing that all the YouTubers do, right? Which is I'll just show you all the games where I won, and then make it look like I'm really good at the game. No, you know me, I'll probably just have a mixture of things where I've won and lost. I'll just pick the best of the best. Like for instance, this video here was this is actually a redo, because the video I had before this I didn't do so well and it wasn't working out so well. This one actually I felt like was a little bit more fun to watch. So little things like that, and not just because I want to look like I know what I'm doing. I swear it's not just because of that. Continuing on with that, yeah, I want to do that. I am continuing to live stream Fallout 4. I just finished actually the Friday stream for that. I'm about 6 hours in, well, a little bit over 6 hours into it now. That's obviously is going to be a long one, but I feel like I'm making lots of progress in it, which is good. I still want to make sure that I do finish Borderlands at some point, because again, I have a lot of like over 20 hours into that too, and I just feel like I'm so far behind with Fallout as well, where it's just like I can't, you look at the YouTubers out there and they're all like 20-30 hours in now, and I'm just still 6 hours in. I'm still just running across the early game content. I just finally got some loot that was half decent and all that stuff, and armor upgrades and everything. So I'm just trying to make sure that I keep up with everything and keep that going. I do want to expand slightly the the live streaming stuff, and like I said here, I do want to start live streaming other things besides the RPGs, because they do tend to drag out even more than normal, because I'm only doing like a live stream once a week usually. It seems to be the only time I can get to do it. It's unfortunate, but there might be some more, since I have some days off right now. I've been catching up on some of the recordings I need to do, and I think that perhaps I'll have a few extra live streams this weekend, and so on and so forth. And in the process of doing that, I want to live stream more things like Paladins here and other things like that, some more of the multiplayer stuff, because I think that is a little bit more interesting sometimes to watch. Sometimes. Not that watching me fail in Fallout is not fun as well, but it does. I do like to have try different things all the time, and make sure that little subtle changes here and there to the channel and to the way I'm doing things, just to see what sticks a little bit more. But anywho, That's my plan thus far with all of that. So Victor Vran, as I was saying, is going to be continuing for quite some time. I haven't finished it yet, but I did record another 2 hours today, and I still have some left over from the last recording session. I have 2 episodes left over from that, one of which you've seen just prior to this video, and the next one will be on Sunday. Hopefully I have enough news articles and stuff to do a Cube Ramblings this week. I've recorded footage for it, so I'm going to look through and see what comes out from all the news and everything, because it is the slow news part of the year right now, where everything that's new has pretty much come out, and everybody's just kind of looking forward to next year, and you start to get the year-end roundups, like here's the 20 best games of this and 30 best games of that. I was actually thinking of doing a little bit of a roundup myself, but not like best game or anything like that. More like, here's the games I finished in 2015, and here's a recap of what I thought about them, maybe. But we'll see. That's going to require me to do a bunch of recovery of some of the footage and going through what I've played and all that stuff, and trying to rehash what I think, and a lot of it I can probably remember what it was like and what I felt about it. So I think it's going to be more of a, here's what I think about it now after it's been 6 months later after finishing it. What are my thoughts on some of these things too? But I do have to go back and look at all the things and write down some notes, and also grab some of the old footage to use in the background while I'm doing it. But I think that would be a kind of a cool thing to do. Again, it comes down to time, but I think I can find the time for that, especially since we're at the end of the year. I'll be doing my normal vacation schedule, which is the last 2 weeks of the year. In December, I usually take off entirely from work, so that will give me some time to maybe work on that, possibly. And maybe there'll be some time between now and then also to work on it. So since I'm getting a little bit ahead now on the recordings, not as far ahead as I would like, due to the fact that I'm recording everything at 1080p 60 anymore. It's just I get to a certain point, and my hard drive, I have a 2 terabyte hard drive that I save things onto, and it fills up pretty quickly when you're doing footage like this with a lot of movement in it. Especially Victor Vran, like for whatever reason, that game, I guess because it has so much movement in it, it takes about 2 hours of that takes about 730 gigs of space. It's crazy. It's the largest amount of anything that takes 2 hours on my channel usually. But I assume it's because of it's very colorful, and it's very has a lot of movement in it. If it had a lot more static menus and stuff that you had to navigate, it probably wouldn't be quite so large, because it would encode a lot of that a little bit better, the duplicate frames and all that stuff. But yeah, continuing with that. So we'll see when that finishes. I don't know what I will play after that yet. I know that I want to get a Star Trek video game on the channel. I've mentioned this quite a few times, and I'm really pushing myself to do it. I really want something. I haven't figured out what yet. It's a toss-up between Birth of the Federation, which is kind of the leader right now, because I'm already doing a whole bunch of real-time strategy. Well, and of course that's turn-based, but I'm also doing the turn-based strategy and basically strategy games right now, and that's another strategy game, and it would fit with what I'm doing right now to just do that. Or I was thinking possibly Star Trek Armada, the first Armada, because I own that. I also have the mods for it that allows it to work in Windows 7, and I think I have an HD mod as well for it installed. So I was thinking of that too, or Star Trek. What was it? Not I forget the name of it now. There is a Away Team. That's what it is. Star Trek Away Team. I tried actually. I have to record that in a virtual machine because I don't have anything. There's no one out there that I can find that actually has made it so that it works in Windows 7. And what I found is that it works fine in the virtual machine, but it does crash often and usually in the same spot. So I don't know if I can go, and if I can't get past that part, then it kind of makes it so that I can't actually I can't actually record a series on it. So we'll see. I'm leaning, like I said, mostly towards Birth of the Federation because I really like to get a whole series out on that if I could, or Starfleet Command 1, or Star Trek Armada, or that. So the good video games of the Star Trek era. I don't actually. I've thought about trying to do Elite Force, though I don't actually own it, and I have to look around to see if there's like a secondhand copy of it somewhere that I could pick up so that I could play that. And I'm pretty sure most of those are on like abandonware sites too. But I do like to be at least somewhat legit when I'm doing things, because technically speaking, the Birth of Federation copy I'm using is from like an abandonware site, because that's just the mod that I'm using to actually make it work on Windows 7 and the HD and all that stuff. Somebody just basically packaged up the whole game and is like, here you go, I patched all the different parts of the game that do this. But I like to make sure that I found a listing for that on Amazon, I think, the Amazon Marketplace, and I like to at least buy that copy so I am somewhat legit in my dealings with all the stuff. So it's more for my own sanity than for any other particular reason. So there's that. Those are the short plans that I have possibly for the channel as it goes. Like I said, continuing with Fallout 4 and eventually get back to Borderlands. I also I've hesitated and hemmed and hawed about doing a Kerbal Space Program series, because I feel like on the occasions that I've played it, I feel like I just don't get it. Like I get it, but I don't. I fail a little bit too much for it to be interesting to watch, really. There's failure, and then there's just complete and utter stupidity, and I'm definitely the complete and utter stupid guy when it comes to that. Even though you can like watch stuff on YouTube and all that stuff, I still don't quite get it, even when I'm doing that. So the reason I'm thinking of that is because there's another game that I did a side quest video on that I've been wanting to, and I did it a while ago, that I've been wanting to revisit, and it's called Simple Rockets. And I would like to do, it's like Kerbal Space Program, only much easier for me personally to grasp and to play with. So I've been wanting to do a series on that for a while, and I really kind of want to jump in and try to do that at some point, because it is like a fun game. It's not, like I said, it's very, very basic. If you're used to Kerbal Space Program, it's not very complicated at all, but it still feels like something that I just want to play. Because I really enjoyed my time with it in the side quest video that I did, so I just want to try it out, try a series on that at some point, probably after I do whatever Star Trek series I'm going to do. And like I said, I'm leaning towards Birth of the Federation because I think I can get that done. Because I'm only going to do one playthrough of Birth of the Federation, because it's once you've done one playthrough, you've seen it all pretty much. So that would probably only take me maybe 10 episodes, if even that much. It really depends on how it all shapes up. So those are my immediate plans. If I ever gain access to the Overwatch beta, I will be doing videos of that, although I'll probably just do a side quest video of it like I did with Paladins here, and then it'll probably be something that I live stream if I feel like I can do it justice. Namely, I'm actually somewhat good at it. Even if I'm not somewhat good at it, it's just something if I'm having a lot of fun with it, then I will do it. If not, then I probably won't, at least not initially anyway. But I suspect that I will probably have a lot of fun with that game. It's just I'll probably die ridiculously often, because unlike this game that you're watching here, I am not the early comer to Overwatch, so I'm already well out of the loop as far as how everything's supposed to work and what you're supposed to do and all that stuff. So just a heads up on there. If that happens, that will be, if I ever get access to the beta or something like that, that will happen. Otherwise, you won't see it until it's released, because I have pre-ordered it, so I will get it on release, but there's no guarantees that I will ever get into the beta for it, even though I'm part of the program, so to speak. So that is the thing on that. And like I said, I kind of want to do those as live streams, because I feel like the live streams I do right now are not very highly populated, and if I can do something like this, something like Overwatch or some kind of competitive game, and if that draws in some viewers, even if I'm the worst person they've ever seen in the world, then it could be still a good, gateway video into having more people look at the live streams, or even look at my YouTube channel and all that stuff. Just to, I'm not in for a popularity contest or anything like that, but I do, I am enjoying the game, so I might as well play it on stream since I'm enjoying it so much. You know what I mean? That's the way I tend to look at it. But anywho, that pretty much covers all the things that I can think of right now. There's not a whole lot going on, like I said, as far as trying to, anything new or crazy or exciting as far as the channel goes. Oh, actually, there is one more exciting thing that I should talk about. I tweeted out this, and I'm like stuttering all of a sudden. Apologies on not being very active on Twitter. I know that I've been trying to get a little bit more active on that, and the last 2 months or so have been just very radio silent for me, just because I've been busy with things. But I am trying to get back to that. But I tweeted out the other day that I have started to get my computer parts in for my new computer. About time, right? I mean, I remember the episode of Livecraft Mine where I was talking about, I was caving, I think, and I was talking about how I wanted to get a second computer so I could do some rendering, and then while the rendering is happening, I can be playing something else and recording something else. Well, finally, a year later, if not more, I'm finally pulling the trigger on that. So I've got some of the parts in right now. I've got the case, I've got the motherboard, I've got half of the memory. So this is the first time I am going to max out the memory in a computer. So I'm going to go to full 32 gigs of memory. Right now I've got 16. So I'm going to go full 32 on this baby. And I've got the Intel processor in, so I'm doing an i7 processor. And a few other odds and ends here and there. It's going to be a liquid-cooled system, and I've made sure, this is the first time I've ever done a liquid-cooled system, so I've made sure to get the closed-loop stuff, because you don't have to do any maintenance on it or on anything like that, and you don't really have to worry about leaks or anything. which is my main concern with doing any kind of liquid cooled stuff, is I don't want it to leak. So apparently that's the case, and the computer that I have right now is partially liquid cooled. Like the processor has liquid cooled. The NVIDIA card is not. I have a GTX 570 right now. It's just got a regular fan in it. So I was looking around to see what it would take to get, for the new computer, to get a GPU, an NVIDIA card that is liquid cooled. And most people are like, yeah, you kind of have to do it yourself. And if you do it yourself, it's kind of a pain, because you have to go and look up all the specs, and you have to take the fan. You have to take the fan off of the card, so you have to modify the card slightly by unscrewing the fan, taking it off, and then you got to get all the different little, like they don't sell like one package per se with all the stuff in it. You have to kind of get all the different chipset coolers and all that stuff and put them all together. And you can't, you can get like closed loop systems, but they may not be strong enough for what you're trying to, for the processor you have, and they lag behind a little bit. Well, so I was searching around, and I found an EVGA card for NVIDIA, a GTX 980, which is almost top of the line, that is already in the box, or out of the box, liquid cooled. So I was like, well, there we go. That's what I'm going to do. And it costs a lot more than the normal GTX 980 would, but it's worth it if it does what I want it to do. So I've got that on order. That should be coming in soonish. And then the hard drives and so on and so forth are coming down the pike. So I'll be waiting for those. I got the two, regular platter magnetic hard drives for the recording drives, and both of them are 4 terabytes, I think. And then I've got the SSD for everything else, for running the games and having the operating system and all that great and awesome things. So that's pretty much the setup I have now, and it works out really well. So I'm going to continue with that. Western Digital Black's hard drives have been really good as far as recording speeds go. The write speed on them is excellent for doing recording, so that's why I'm sticking with some of those. And of course I mentioned the memory and the processor and all that stuff, so I'll be getting that together as soon as all the parts come in and I have a free moment, which is not as often as it should be. Actually, I'll need probably half the day to put it together. Plus I gotta rejigger all my stuff here, because I'm going to continue to use that in addition to my other computer. So I had to upgrade my KVM switch, because I only had two slots on it. So now I got a 4-slotter coming in, and networking components and all of those things. I'm actually getting a network switch so that I can plug my, because I ran out of ports. So I'm gonna, on my router. So I'm going to plug my Xbox One in for now, instead of using the Wi-Fi on it like I have been. And maybe when I plug it in, I'll be able to play Destiny. that'll be fun, because I've been promising playing Destiny for a long time, and I was having networking issues with it. So, and their answer was, you should plug it in to the Ethernet instead of using the Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, I mean, my Wi-Fi is right above it, so I don't know why that would be the case, but okay, whatever. So hopefully I'll be able to get back into that then. That would be nice. I'm only, over a year late and don't know anything about what's going on there. I don't have any of the expansions either, so I'm probably missing out on a ton of content, so I'll probably have to get all the expansions again. But so on and so forth. The perils of being a gamer in this day and age, I suppose. So I'm really psyched up for that. I will be probably transitioning my Fallout 4 over to that new computer, as well as The Witcher 3, most definitely. transitioning those series over to that. Witcher 3, by the way, I do intend on bringing this series back. I am procrastinating, as I always do. I am procrastinating because I've got my ultimate goal for the channel is to play all the games that are good, or that I find good. So that is something that I'll probably never actually accomplish. I'm trying, but I'll probably never actually accomplish that. So I'm always behind in things, and when I put series on hold and stuff like that, it's because I've got other things that I want to get through as well, and I always overtax myself as far as how many series I've got going. I know that I shouldn't do that because it's, people are here mostly for one or two things probably, but it's my curse, it's my sickness, and I continue forward with it because that is how I do things, unfortunately. But it's working out so far. So it's, if I have to maneuver things around, it will get back to some semblance of sanity when need be. But yeah, that brings you up to speed with everything going on channel. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna let the rest of this match play out so that you can see it for yourselves and see how we do, because I actually did, fairly decent. I mean, I died a lot, but it's the thing about this game is you will die so often because it's just you can't run away from anybody. As soon as you get on your mount and you get hit, you can't run anymore. And I feel like that's probably the most frustrating part of the game, is that you can't maneuver fast enough to stop from getting killed. So I don't know if they're going to eventually take away the KD stuff, because you're basically going to get killed a whole lot, very often, just because it's just the way things go. You just can't get away from enemies sometimes. So it's not one of those games where it's like we have to have a low KD ratio or something like that. It's just, I don't think that's even possible, honestly, in the way it is. But of course, it's still beta, so you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I'll continue. You can watch the rest of this episode, but I am done chewing your ears off, talking your ears off, I should say. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and I will see you guys next time.